Welcome to Reykjavik here in Iceland.
So today we're exploring the sights of the city, walking around, and of course eating all the good local yummy food. But I'm not gonna lie, some might be a little controversial.
So let's see what we get up to. Organ meat.
Oh man, I don't know if I can do it.
Can't do that. Eat well. This is strong. It is very gamey.
This video is brought to you by Squarespace.
So it might look a little bit early or kind of late, but it's January and it's 10 a.m. right now. The sun just doesn't really rise until 11:30. So this is what it looks like in the morning. Especially when it's cloudy, it's the worst. It's very hard to wake up here. Icelandic hot dogs, you heard that right. They call it here pylsa, and I'm not saying that it's a Icelandic breakfast, it's just that they open early, so maybe it is. So the big difference between an Icelandic hot dog and a normal North American hot dog, to be honest, is the quality of the meat. Here it's actually mainly lamb with a little bit of pork and beef, and the toppings are also apparently very different, so let's check it out. Can I just get one with everything? So here's the dog. Basically, it's like a brown mustard, some ketchup, and some sort of mayonnaise as well. And this stand here is like the most popular place to get it in town. They've been serving these hot dogs since the 1930s. So let's see how it is. First of all, there's also crispy onions under. It's a mix of fresh white onion and crispy onions. So the texture is amazing. The taste is super good. The dog itself, the sausage, so different. You can taste the quality difference, to be honest, because in North America, this is mystery meat. But here, at least you know what's in it.
So I'm not sure how I feel about eating this for breakfast, but I mean, here we are. Oh, really good.
I love that all the tables have little hot dog racks.
Now let's go get what I want for breakfast. Here we are. So I came to this place specifically, Broadico? I can't pronounce it. For the cinnamon run. They have a rating of 4.9 out of 5 stars with like 3,700 some reviews. I think that's pretty dang good. It's still warm. Look at that. This looks absolutely to die for. This is the best cinnamon bun that I've ever had. Wow.
It's so different.
Yeah.
But somehow better. Super buttery, and the middle is so gooey still. Like it wasn't cooked properly, but in a good way.
So this next one is an Icelandic pastry dessert thing called a happy marriage cake. I don't even know what it is, but it kind of looks like a date square. It's huge. There's no way we're gonna eat all of this right now. Oh no. But I really wanted to try it. It's like a date square, but with different fruit. Really good.
It's called a happy marriage because if you make that to me all the time, we'll have a happy marriage.
This is very deadly because if I lived here, I would be here every morning. Oh, so good.
So far, my favorite thing about Reykjavik is how colorful it is. Like the murals everywhere, the different colors of the buildings. Like it is a beautiful little town.
So we got a ton of snow yesterday, like over 10 centimeters. But as you can see on the ground here, certain areas of the road, they have geothermal piping underneath. So because of that, it actually keeps the road temperature a little bit higher and melts the snow as it comes down. It's kind of cool.
Up next, we are going to Icelandic Bæjarins or Icelandic Bar, and they have some very particular, maybe a little controversial meal that they serve here, and I'm very excited about those.
So I'm not gonna lie, water here in Iceland, I know this sounds so weird, but unless you like certain types of water, you may not notice this, but Icelandic water, the best water ever. And it's not on a menu, it just comes out of the tap and they bring it in a bottle. It's just like, there's nothing at it. It just is pure water. There's no minerals, there's nothing, there's no chlorine. It's just water and it tastes so good.
Basically in Iceland they have glacier water that goes down the mountain and into rocks that filters it. Like, it is as pure as you can get. Okay, we have 3 things on the table, 3 very interesting things that I've never had before. One of the meat I've had before, just not in that form, and the 2 other ones, very exotic to us Canadians.
So for the first dish, we have smoked lamb on rye bread with butter, which looks very good. The smokiness is so strong.
That I really like. They actually eat a lot of lamb here in Iceland. It's all like free range, very, very good quality meat. Wow, with the butter, like, this is great. Up next, some things that might be a little controversial. So this is puffin. It's that little cute bird with like the orange beak that you can see everywhere around Iceland as decoration, as souvenirs and everything. But they're actually a seasonal bird, if I'm not mistaken. And back in the days, they were hunted because it was necessary. It was one of the rare animals that was on the island. Now it is not eaten as much. In fact, most people from Iceland think that it tastes very, very gamey. So this is why it's normally served smoked, and this is like on a crumpet with some jam and stuff, kind of to almost hide the taste. So I just have a piece of the bird itself. It is very gamey. To me, it almost tastes like organ meat, that much. Very irony, it is not bad, but it's a very different taste. Like, if you think it's gonna taste like chicken, it is very, very far from chicken. It's actually much closer to ostrich.
So I'm not gonna lie, I am very apprehensive, I think, because I don't like gamey meat or organ meat. So I'm just gonna try it as it is, wrapped up in things. It does, it has an organ meat taste. I mean, it's very easy to eat when it's in that, but because I know that's what it tastes like, yeah.
Now let me try it the way it was prepared. This is really good like that.
And last but not least, we have the reindeer burger. They do ask you how you want it, which always throws me off because in Canada, you get every meat like that, every burger well done. But we went for medium. They did suggest medium rare, but I went up to medium. It's got like camembert, was camembert or brie? Camembert with like blueberry jam and all the good stuff. It's really good. And to be honest, I can't tell it's reindeer. Which kind of tracks with like, if you eat deer back in Canada, most of the time when you have it with other things, you can't tell it's deer or game meat. It's very good. Just tastes like meat.
So a few fun facts. First of all, as of 3 months ago, Tracy thought that reindeers was a mythical creature. It is true. She thought it came with the Santa Claus story and everything, but hey, it's a real animal. We actually saw over 100 on our road trip around the ring road of Iceland. And actually in Iceland, they don't have really natural predator, so they can hunt them because otherwise there's going to be an overpopulation problem, and apparently it's very delicious according to Tracy. That's very good meat. So if you've watched a lot of our food tours around the world, then you know I'm always like, oh my god, this is so good, oh, this is the best. Well, nothing blew my mind. Everything was good, but like, for example, like the reindeer, very delicious. Did it change my burger life experience? Not really,
No,
but I liked it.
That is the one thing that I would get again, in the sense of like,
Plain.
it tasted good. It wasn't overpowering, but it tastes like beef. So
Yeah.
like, I would eat reindeer again.
So it was good.
Yeah.
Then the smoked lamb was very nice. Tracy found it a little bit too smoked. I thought it was nice, but again, nothing crazy.
Yeah.
And then the puffin, I mean, the meat itself, I would never eat that meat alone.
I couldn't do that one
Yeah.
really.
I just wanted to try it because,
Yeah.
you know, it's something that you can pretty much only get in Iceland. I'm
of
happy
course.
I did, but not something I would order again. While you're here, let me take a minute to thank today's sponsor, Squarespace. And what is Squarespace? Good question. It is a website builder that allows you to build your own website without doing anything complicated like coding. In fact, it's a service that I've been using personally for the past 5 years to build our own website, DAVEMANI.com. And to build your own website, Squarespace makes it easy with their award-winning template. And on top of that, they always make sure that when you build your website, it works as well on desktop and on your phone without you doing any extra work. And even though Squarespace makes it super easy to build your own website from scratch, if you have any question, any concern, any specific things you want to do but can't figure out how, there's always somebody from Squarespace there to help you thanks to their amazing customer service. So start building your own website right now thanks to Squarespace's free trial. And when you're ready to launch, make sure to visit squarespace.com/DaveMani to get 10% off on your first domain or website. Otherwise, welcome to Rainbow Road. Why is it called like that? Well, because it's a rainbow road. And at the end, there's the famous church here in Reykjavik, and we're gonna go check it out.
So in Icelandic traditional fashion, the weather is very unpredictable. So I'm kind of happy that it's winter though, because instead of having like a bunch of rain, we're just having like snow pellets. So nice. No, it's better than rain.
The best thing about the winter season though is not necessarily the weather, it's the fact that there's just no tourists. It's so much enjoyable.
Calmer.
Yeah.
Calm.
Again, the geothermally, is that a word? Heated street or whatever, like blows my mind. Look at how much snow we got overnight. But then on the ground, nothing. This is revolutionary. So behind me is a church called Hallgrímskirkja. This is my best Icelandic. I'm gonna obviously put it on the screen, but this is one of the most popular spots to visit here in Reykjavik. It was built from 1945 to 1986, so it took 41 years. It is 73 meter tall and one of the most unique and impressive church I've ever seen in my life, to be honest. Oh, and the name comes from one of the most famous poet in Icelandic history.
So next up we have ice cream at a place called Valdi's. Now, ice cream here in Iceland, you're like, it's always cold. Why would I want ice cream? Apparently in their culture, everyone just goes out for ice cream. Like they're date nights and stuff, and they're open till usually really late. Yeah, look, open till 10 p.m. Some are even open till 11. Crazy.
Even for us Canadians, it's kind of weird to eat ice cream in the winter because, like, to be honest, in Canada, most of the ice cream shops, they all close.
They're all
just seasonal.
Yeah.
So let's eat ice cream in January. What's your favorite?
I am always a chocolate person.
Yeah, same.
I don't know if you have heard of licorice.
He's not a huge licorice fan.
She is, though.
I am. Very different. The Danish licorice one you would like better. It still has a hint of licorice though.
Can't do that.
He'll like the skier one anyway. That was
Yeah, the skier is really good. Like she said, you can't go wrong with chocolate. It's so rich.
But I got the Kinder Bueno, and mine's pretty good too. You have to try mine.
Very good quality ice cream. Flavors are on point. Except it's snowing so much outside right now, and I'm eating ice cream. It feels so wrong. But right at the same time. So ice cream in winter, definitely delicious. Something that is very Icelandic that you can try here as well is called basically frozen skyr. Skyr is it's similar to Greek yogurt, but it's technically cheese. We've been eating so much of it.
Curd.
Yeah? Okay. Well,
Yeah,
we've been
I've been
eating
saying it's
so much of it since we arrived. It is so good. It's actually so high in protein and good for you, low carbs. It's
Yeah.
fantastic.
It's
but
like
they
the
make it kind of
ultimate
in
source.
ice cream form, which I was able to taste in there, and it's very good. Up next, Cafe Loki, a beautiful little local restaurant that specializes in Icelandic dishes. They've been here for over 20 years, and this is where we're gonna eat probably the most controversial meal today. Something that would normally bite you, but today we're biting into it. Okay, so here we have something very unique that's, as far as I know, only eaten around this region of the world. Okay, so this is brennivin. It's basically a distilled liquor made out of grain. It started in the 1930s here in Iceland, and it's accompanied by fermented shark. This is Greenland shark. The fascinating thing about Greenland shark is that they live around 300 years, which is mind-boggling. Okay, so let's explain how to eat this. Basically, you put that in your mouth, you chew it like 5 to 7 times, and then you take a little sip of the shark. Not the entire thing, just a little sip. I don't expect to love it. Most people who weren't raised with it don't necessarily love it. It has a very strong fermented taste, but we'll see. The smell is, I don't know. This is strong. I don't hate it at all. The taste is actually nice, and this might sound a little disgusting to you because this is fish, but it tastes like cheese. Tracy is not excited about this.
I can't smell it beforehand because it's gonna make it worse. It's just gonna take a second to gather myself. Oh man, I don't know if I can do it. I don't know why. I like it. I like it.
I am so proud of Tracy right now. I don't care if she likes it or not. I just love when she gets out of her comfort zone like that. So how do they make this Greenland shark? Well, basically, after catching it, they bury it into the ground under sand for 6 to 12 weeks depending on the season, and that allows the pressure of the soil on the shark to remove all the juices. And if you don't do that, that meat is actually toxic. After that, chop it up and hang it for 4 to 5 months to basically dry it, and then cut it in little cubes and you just enjoy it. I still don't know how I feel about it. I don't hate it. That's strong though. You can actually buy that at the grocery store as well. Like, you don't have to like come to a restaurant if you just want to buy a little container at Netto or whatever. Possible. Back to our trusty van, and up next, whale. It's the next day, and yes, here in Iceland you can actually eat whale. With that being said, you know, around the world it is a little bit controversial, and it seems to be slowly phasing out even here in Iceland as well. So instead, we're gonna go see them.
Which is totally fine because I wasn't so sure how I felt about eating whale in the first place.
All aboard to our boat. Say all aboard for trains or for boats? All aboard?
For both, I think.
Yeah? Okay.
Oh, by the way, we're doing this with sea trips.
When Tracy told me we're going to see whales on a ship, I thought it was going to be like one of those like ships or whatever, but this one, pretty fancy. I feel like I'm the first one finding the stairs. There's like a below deck level with like a bunch of boots and stuff. Like this is fancy. There's a bar upstairs, bathrooms everywhere, lots of place to sit. This is a nice boat.
So on this trip today, there are multiple things that we can see. So obviously whales, minke whale, I've never heard of that one, humpback whales, and then you can also see dolphins and porpoises. Now, none of this is guaranteed, obviously, because it is the ocean, it's the wild, you can't guarantee that. But there's something else. They said very, I don't want to say rare, but there's a small chance of also seeing orca whales, which I don't think I've ever seen an orca, actually.
I'm just walking around this massive ship because why not? I guess this is where the captain's gonna be in a few minutes. Get ready, because we're going. So they're saying it can take up to like an hour to start seeing some wildlife because you just gotta be like a little bit offshore, I guess. But even if we don't see anything, which I really hope we will, but just for the views, this cruise is worth it. Like, it is so beautiful. The color of the water, the snowy mountain in the distance, like priceless. So a massive humpback whale was spotted. It's just around the boat sometimes, but they can be underwater for quite long. So we're just waiting to see if it's gonna resurface. Just popped again in front. Oh yeah, it's right there. What we just saw is a humpback whale, and we're very lucky because this is a migratory species, meaning that it's not supposed to be here in the winter. They actually go close to the coast of Africa in warm water, normally during the winter season here, to have their babies. So the fact that this one is here, well, it's kind of weird, lucky for us, but it means also that it's a very healthy whale with a lot of fat, so it can survive in these very cold water. Here are a few fun facts about the whales. First of all, the tail of the whale is actually as unique as our fingerprint. So every single whale has a different unique tail. Oh, it's back. Another fun fact about whales is that they actually speak different languages. So if you take a whale from one part of the ocean and you put it with a whale from a different part of the ocean, guess what? They won't be able to communicate, just like us, like me with my English from Canada and somebody with their Swahili from Kenya or something like that. Like, it's just crazy to see that just like us, they have different languages depending on the region where they're from.
So just you can book and we will make 20% discount. You can.
And just like that, we're back to port. And Tracy just showed up. Hello.
Hi.
Thought you wouldn't come because it's cold out.
It is cold out, but we're much closer than I thought, so
Yeah.
it's fine.
We got really lucky, I think. Like, I'm really happy that at least, because on tours like this, they can never guarantee if you're gonna see something, a lot, nothing. You never know.
It sounded like he wasn't sure. Like at the end, he was like, "Oh, okay, like
Yeah.
we found it." He's like, "I was getting a little worried."
Yeah, so we got very lucky. We stayed with that whale for almost like 30 minutes. We saw
And it just
come to
kept coming
surface.
up.
Yeah, many times. So
Yeah.
like, I thought it was really cool.
Amazing.
And like, otherwise, even if you don't see nothing, like the views are so beautiful. The water, the mountains, like it's just stunning.
So what else he just said is actually, if we were here longer, we would do it tomorrow night. They are going out at 9 p.m. for the Northern Lights.
Yeah,
For
sadly
2
today,
hours,
too
but-
cloudy.
Yeah, not so much today.
Yeah.
But yeah,
So-
it's going well.
Maybe. Hello. So a massive thank you to C-Trip for having us. It was a great cruise. We're gonna leave their information down below if you're ever interested. And now we're gonna walk back to our van. Back to the van. Let's go. Thank you so much. Have a good day. The crew is great too. What's for supper, Chef Tracy?
We're actually making burgers. We found patties on sale at one of the grocery stores. So burgers with an egg on top and sriracha mayo. And what left of the cheese we have, which is not much.
We're trying to accomplish mission, eat everything left in the fridge because we're actually flying back to Canada tomorrow. But boy, was that a good trip. And talking about food, a massive thank you to Katya. She's a local guide here and she helped us find some of those very cool restaurants. So if you're looking for a more personalized tour, check her out.
So as a bucket list trip of mine and doing it in van life and going around the country, it did not disappoint.
Yeah.
Van life, winter, Iceland,
It was great.
it was everything I wanted it to
If you
be.
guys only saw the Reykjavik video, like make sure to check out
Yeah.
all the other videos in this series because we went all around the country. We completed the entire ring road in our trusty van once again. And to be honest, it was the best. The information for the van, if you ever want to visit Iceland, this is the best way to do it. So it's going to be down below.
Yeah,
And next adventure awaits, I guess.
Yeah.
Until next time, see you guys.
in the next one.